The storm is smaller than it should be. Its edge no longer reaches where it once did. An orbital image locks onto Jupiter. The great red spot fills the frame. A second outline fades in over it. Fixed, larger, unmoving. The current storm sits inside it, not touching the edge. There is a gap. The probe holds position. Coordinates align exactly with earlier passes. Nothing has shifted on the grid, only the storm has changed. This is the same location, the same vortex, but the boundary has pulled inward. Again. The older contour remains where it was recorded, a full oval stretching wider across the cloud bands. The present storm turns inside it, contained, reduced. No expansion, no drift outward, only absence. If this outline is correct, something has been removed, not displaced, not hidden. Gone. And the rotation continues as if nothing is missing. This should not happen. A long-lived storm does not retreat while it spins. If it is shrinking in place, something beneath the motion is failing. And we are still watching it behave as if it is not. The edge does not hold. The camera tightens on the rim of the storm. Red meets beige in a sharp line. For a moment, the boundary looks intact, smooth, continuous. Then a thin strand begins to stretch outward. It pulls away from the edge, slowly at first, then faster. The strand thins as it extends into the surrounding clouds. Its color drains. It breaks apart. Gone. Another forms nearby. The same motion repeats. A strip lifts, stretches, disappears. Again. The outer wall is not containing the storm, it is letting it go. This is not a single break. The probe captures multiple segments along the perimeter, each one peeling away in separate locations. Not a tear, a pattern. The boundary is shedding material into the atmosphere around it. A closed system should recirculate its edge, pull it back, reinforce it. This one does not. It lets it go. The vortex continues to turn. The core remains intact. But the outline keeps losing pieces. A brief pause in the feed. The image stabilizes again. No correction, no reversal. The edge is still thinning. If the storm cannot hold its own boundary, something is no longer keeping it together. And nothing in the motion shows where that support has gone. The center keeps spinning. A wide tracking pass crosses the storm from above. The eye rotates with steady force. Circular, controlled, unchanged. But the outer layers do not follow. The rim compresses on one side, bulges on another. The shape shifts as it turns. Not smoothly. The rotation remains constant. The outline does not. This is not turbulence passing through. The deformation stays with the storm as it moves. Again. The probe completes another pass over the same coordinates. The data grid overlays the image. Every reference point matches. Latitude, longitude, orientation. All correct. But the storm's edge falls short of its mapped boundary. The old contour extends beyond the visible edge, empty space where the storm should be. The map is right. The object is not. There is no delay in the signal, no distortion in the feed. The mismatch persists across multiple passes. The system confirms its own accuracy and still shows loss. The vortex continues to rotate with force at its center. But its structure no longer holds that force in place. It is moving, but it is not maintaining itself. If the motion is still driven and the shape is still collapsing, then they are no longer controlled by the same thing. And whatever once kept them aligned is no longer visible. The probe locks onto the same coordinates. A grid overlays Jupiter's surface. Thin lines settle across the cloud bands. The center of the grid lands on the storm. Exact. No drift, no offset. The red spot turns beneath it, steady as before. Then the stored boundary appears. A fixed contour from earlier passes. It stretches wider than the storm below it. There is space between the line and the edge. Still there. The probe runs the match again. Latitude confirmed, longitude confirmed. Orientation holds. Nothing in the positioning system shifts. But the storm does not reach its own outline. The grid does not adjust. It does not correct the shape. It confirms the location and leaves the gap. A closer pass. The outer edge pulls inward on one side. The mapped boundary stays where it was. A section that should be filled is not. Again. The rotation continues under the grid. The center holds. But the perimeter slips further inside the line. The measurement holds, the object does not. For a moment, the overlay flickers as the probe recalibrates. It comes back the same. No correction. If the coordinates are right, then the reduction is real. If the reduction is real, the storm no longer matches itself. The system confirms accuracy and exposes loss. The same storm, the same place, not the same structure. The grid fades. The storm stays. The frame holds on the full red spot as it turns inside its reduced edge. The center keeps rotating. The outer rim keeps pulling inward. No recovery. A red strip lifts from the boundary and stretches into the surrounding clouds. It thins as it extends. The color drains into the beige turbulence. Then it disappears. The rotation never stops. The old outline returns over the image. It sits wider than the storm beneath it. The difference is not just measured now. You can see it. The storm moves inside the space it used to fill. One section of the rim buckles, another peels away. The core turns between them. That is the contradiction. The motion holds, the shape does not. The system is still active, but it is no longer preserving itself. A final pass cuts across the vortex at an angle. The edge folds inward under the overlay. A thin filament separates and fades behind it. Nothing in the frame pauses. That makes it worse. The storm does not fail by stopping. It fails while moving. The visible surface keeps repeating the old behavior, but the boundary keeps pulling away from the old form. Rotation continues. Material leaves. The outline stays too large. Something is still driving the storm. Something is no longer holding it together.